Face reality, people. Movies are dead. Games are dead. Narrative? Dead.
Media is nothing but neural trigger response and viral conditioning.
Wait, what are you two talking about?
What's that?
It's almost like I'm gonna get woo-woo here, man, because I'm pretty sure David Lynch is into woo-woo. She might have went through some fucking
obviously.
afterlife fucking trial by fire type shit. I don't know. But it smells something like that. Like it was like almost like a
Who were the
sort
two
of
old
Book
people?
of the Dead thing.
Can you tell me that?
So in the beginning of the movie, that's who like dropped her off, right? Like in Naomi Watts was Betty at that point, and she was going to stay at her Aunt Ruth's apartment. Like she was gonna let her stay there or whatever, right? And those were I think it's her grandparents, but maybe it's her parents. I don't know. Seem more like grandparents. Like dropped her off, right? I think that's what it seemed like. It seemed like they were like hugging or something.
So why them coming back out of just like scare the shit out of her where she committed suicide?
It's almost like everything became twisted. Like this version of her world, right? It was like a kind of like a happy situation. Like if you look at the kind of mirrored life they give us at the end of the movie, where her aunt died and she inherited money, versus I went to go visit my aunt and stay at her place and happy sunshine, right? And one reality, she's falling in love with the girl. In the other reality, the other girl's leaving her for the director, right? Like, I think it's like just to show like maybe a twisted version of maybe the actual events, and now she's in Happy Sunshine Place. I don't fucking know. I don't know. But I think it has something to do with when she's alive versus when she dies, and it's like a kind of mirrored in like a normal a happy version, and like a twisted, fucked up version. I think is where they're going. I just want to, yeah. See, they're dropping her off there, but it was weird because they were like they ended up taking like a taxi cab or something when they leave, and the grandparents or parent, it seems like I think grandparents are like smiling nonstop without fucking like no facial change at all. They're just like almost like robotically just holding a smile, and it's like, huh, like this might be a fake fucked up world versus.
Play this for a second so I can see what you're talking about.
I don't want the audio to come through.
The roboticness.
Yeah.
Or it could be like if it's too exaggerated, it could be like a memory. Oh, there it is.
Oh.
I gotta mute it though, but they're like.
Yeah, I get in the Mars.
Could be like a memory or how somebody
Mars
sees it.
attacks, kind of robotic. Yeah.
Like a long time, just sitting there, just smiling and smiling and smiling and smiling. Like. I caught that as being unusual, but maybe they're saying like the character's just actually happy in what it seems to be this fantasy world for Betty slash Diane. But I can't say I know. I cannot say I know. But I think that's where he was going. Which is fuck. That's where I'm standing on until someone explains it better to me of what the fuck the ending meant. With the blue box and the blue-haired lady and the blue key and the blue everywhere. Until someone explains something different to me, I'm going with maybe this is her way of dealing with the afterlife and yada yada yada. And then at the end, we got the real events where shit got fucked. Her life got fucked up, right? She moved to Hollywood to try to have a career. She didn't quite make it. she fell in love with this girl who did make it, and then the girl she fell in love with is moving on with someone else. And she's like, bro, life is rough. I need to hire a hitman, take this fool out, or something, right? Because all these characters play a role in her happy sunshine world.
She kills her in the meantime, and then she wakes up to this fantasy world where she runs into her again, but she's has amnesia.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be interesting.
Well, it is a fantasy world, right? Like her if she moved there, even that whole trip is a fantasy world, right? Like like why do you move there? Like you have some kind of illusions of what you're gonna do. I'm kind of guessing.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, either one of these worlds could be the fantasy and one could be the reality. Like, we don't know. I don't know, at least. But I had viewed it from my perspective, my, observation of the mirror. I'm looking at it like, oh, this is like a happy, sunshiny mask of what actually happened in reality. Like, maybe it's her death cycle, and this is like kind of like heaven, but not really. Like, it's, I don't know, maybe like her Eden, but then she bit the apple when she started investigating deeper, and that magic shit happened with the blue box and all that shit. Where it's like, oh fuck, now I'm
Did you
seeing what
talk to
actually happened.
Did,
Fuck.
didn't I say that we would never find out what's in the box when it opened? It's like we're
Yeah.
never gonna know. Never gonna know.
Yeah.
she talked to the geisha Adam's mom and the crazy lady, and then the geisha Adam's mom came back and said, sometimes she's not right, but
Oh yeah,
seems some dark shit in there.
yeah.
I'm trusting you to handle this.
Yeah. God damn. That's
I
just
I kind
plot.
of like the the Silencio place. It was. I mean, I, there was a lot that I liked about it, and it was weird, but I liked that. Like, of course, a lot of it was sung in a different language and whatever, um, but there was that like illusion, right? There were to your face showing you like things that look like opposites. Hey, there's no band, but you hear the band. They were doing that, but then when he was playing the trombone, I thought it was hilarious, or the trumpet, and then when he removed it, you see he's not. Like, there's a lot of illusion,
Or he was.
but yeah, or he was like there's this guy. The guy turned into basically like a devil-looking thing. Like that was very clear that they were trying to make him look like the devil. And
Right,
then
and then
the,
later we get that devil like thing too.
oh, it comes back. I missed
No,
that
not
part.
him, but an actual devilish thing.
Mm.
Oh no,
Yeah,
That
and
that
darkened.
was from shit. That was from this guy who said like I had a dream, and I was at the Winkies thing, or is it this guy's thing right here?
Mhm.
That's the exact same place where you see it's like a demony looking thing, but it could just I don't fucking know what they're going. The homeless
Okay.
person, I don't fucking know what they're going with. But it seemed to like he said he had a dream where he was at this place at the diner, right, Winkies. And he's like, yeah. And then we walk out, like, you were standing over there, like, by the cash register. We go outside. I walk down the street, and then, boom, this fucking demon thing attacks me, or whatever the fuck. Right? He's saying that
Mm.
he had that dream. And then this guy over here on the left is like, well, maybe you should just face your fears. Let's just go look over there, and you'll see there's nothing wrong. And then they
Mm.
actually go over, and the fucking thing pops out from the corner. But I don't know how that fully ties in.
Yeah, that thing.
Like,
It's
that's like,
It's later in the movie.
Well,
yes, but is that a
It's seen
demon?
again.
Or is that
It's demonish.
maybe that's fucking Naomi Watts for all we know, bro? Like like a part of
yeah.
her, and they're all in her dream or something. I don't know. Maybe.
Well,
Like, I mean,
well,
that could be dreadlocks.
the last singer, the whole song, translated most of it, but the whole song had the arc of what you just described about the happiness. Like like the beginning was just pure, like increasing happiness, and then
Yeah.
it just got worse and worse. And her name is the crying lady. That's the name of the singer, and
Yeah.
uh, and the whole thing goes down like really like sorrowful. It had
Yeah.
that similar kind of arc
Yeah.
from I like yeah. So I thought that whole theater place was really interesting. It was like a very like nutshell of the whole thing. And I guess there when they end it is with that blue box and they kind of bring us back to like they
Yeah.
snap us out of the theater.
Yeah. By the way, I mentioned it before. I'll say it again. David Lynch is into woo type of stuff, more like Eastern philosophies and spirituality and shit like that. But like he has a mind for the woo woo in films, so I think that's why it's for me at least why I like it so like his style so much. Like this is fucking dope. This movie was dope, and I haven't even touched on the technical shit he was doing. Like we're still here talking about the plot. Like, whoa, what happened? Who did this? Who did what? Where'd they go? Yada yada yada. Was this person bad or good? Like, where are we? Are we in Naomi Watts' head, or is this the real world? Was one world fake, one real? Are these all these just characters in her mind? Are they real people? Like, what's going on here? Like, we haven't even
Yeah,
touched on the technical shit he did with playing with expectations, which film, if you want to get into film as a creator, for directing to writing, whatever the fuck you want to do, this is a movie I could not recommend enough as far as like studying it and how the guy plays with expectations, and then shows you that he was doing it right. The scene you're talking about, Jesse, in the Silence Club or whatever the fuck, where the girl's singing and you get drawn into her emotional singing and like oh fuck, and then she passes out and the voice keeps going. It's like was she singing the whole time or was that just a recording? It's like there's no live band. There's no band here. It's all recording. Trust me. But it still lures you into thinking maybe they were singing, so you don't fucking know,
yeah.
or that
I
someone
mean,
was
it looked
playing
like she
instruments.
died. It looked like she died. They just dragged her body off, and just the music, so her song kept going.
And that right there was happening throughout the movie, like, but with like
Yeah.
in cinematics, bro, with camera angles to fucking
Hmm.
God, with typical expectations, playing with tropes, but like kind of leading you a different direction and like sleight of handing you. It's fucking brilliant, man. I think that's absolutely brilliant. The one that stuck out to me was the guy, the hitman, right? In the earlier in the movie, where he he goes in, right? He kills this guy with a silencer, right? Then he puts the silencer, like he tries, like, okay, let's make it look like a suicide. Let's wipe my prints off the gun and put it in the guy's hand, right? A cliche thing, right? It's all, but it was funny. Like he has it, like, why would he kill himself with a silencer? But whatever. He accidentally shoots into the room and hits the lady. He's like, oh fuck, it's another witness. Got to kill her. And then the janitor sees him dragging this lady to another. He's like, "Oh fuck, yo, can you help me out over here? Yo, come over here real fast." Like, it's just funny. It's like the cliche of the hitman who kills someone and makes it look like a suicide, but he just keeps keeps finding other witnesses. He has to keep cleaning up. It's just fucking funny to me. Uh, I'm also curious, like, how much ad libbing was happening by the actors. I'm curious about that too. Was it all carefully constructed by David Lynch, or did he let some things be ad libbed and be like, I'll write something around that later on? Just by using an actor's natural choice of words to use or style of acting, right? Uh, like I know people will be turned off by the acting's bad on purpose, but it's not bad. It's good bad, right? Because they'll within the movie, they're shooting a movie, and Naomi Watts does like an acting stuff, right? Where she's very like emotional and dark sounding and crying and sexual and all that shit. But her character, outside of the movie is, you know, kind of campy the way she talks, like almost like it's bad acting from the fucking 70s or some shit. or the 40s or 50s or whatever. So like that's interesting. God. Uh,
Script reading, the scripts. Like,
yeah.
so many times you don't know. You don't know, like you see something happening because they just cut to a different scene, and then you see, oh, they're reading a script, and then you're not sure, and they go back
Yeah.
and forth.
It's
You know?
like Neil. It's like Neil Breen, but not like Neil Breen is like comedy. I think leaning. Although there is funny shit in here, there's comical shit in here, but it's less so like all done for the sake of comedy. I think it's more to play with your expectations, play with perspective, camera perspectives. That's a big one, man. Where he makes you think you're somewhere, but you're not actually there, just because of the aesthetics of the camera, the angle it's at, and what the camera picks up and doesn't pick up. Right? Like it's like the camera's like has a horizon, and then how much you show over that horizon is what the camera picks up. Right? Like if let's say it's a bed, right, that has a natural horizon, and the camera looks over that bed, it can trick you, right, by just being slightly below it, slightly above it, at a certain angle, at a different angle, and it can make you think you're somewhere where you're not actually at. Like as far as like setting wise in the movie, and I'm like, God damn it, film! If you want to be a filmmaker or a director, like study shit like that, man. I think that you have to be, in my opinion, you have to be brilliant to know that those type of things exist, even if you use it in a wacky way to be like, to kind of like point it out, right? To point out cliches or play with audience expectations or play with camera angles to make you think you're somewhere where you're not actually at. Like he's doing that on purpose. He does it throughout the entire fucking movie. And to know those things and to like kind of show them without pulling you so far out of the movie, like I think it's fucking genius. And all filmmakers should be studying shit like that, bro. That's brilliant because there's people who do that by accident, and they end up like, yo, who are you talking? Like, who's this character talking to? Like, if you see like a shitty movie where it's like, yo, who's this character talking to? The camera angle makes you think that the person's over here, but in reality, they're on their left side or on their right side instead, right? And it's like, ooh, you fucked up here, right? Not on purpose. But this guy is doing it throughout the entire fucking movie, and then shows you that he's doing it, obviously, in several scenes, and then does it with the entire script too, of like, well, you thought you were here. Nope, we're flipping the entire movie. Nope, we're actually over here. This is actually reality. And they're like, or is it reality? It's like flips it again, just like everything else was in the entire movie. I think that's fucking brilliant. I think that's genius. And was David Lynch on a bunch of mushrooms when he made this? That's all I want to ask. That's all I want to ask. I think it's fucking brilliant, man. Like from a filmmaking perspective, I think that's fucking genius. And I see why young me couldn't appreciate what this guy was actually doing. I think I missed it when I first saw Mulholland Drive a long time ago.
Well, that's the
like
name
early
of this?
20s or something. Yeah, Mulholland Drive, right where the car accident
Okay.
happens. Or did it happen?
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe the car crash was her seeing her girl kissing, whatever, cringy director guy, right? Maybe that was the car crash. I don't know.
Then why'd you pay the hitman to do what?
What?
Then
Hey,
why'd
it's
you
a
pay
metaphor.
the hitman to do what?
Metaphor.
Mm.
I crashed my
This,
car
this,
into the bridge. I don't
Well, yeah.
care.
Like I
this
said, I
movie is
missed
so
too much of
abstract.
it to get the full picture. Yeah.
There's a lot of movies where we're like, when it's over and there's questions left, and we're like, you might think, well, they didn't complete the story, or like things are just missing.
This
And
is not Perfect
here
Blue.
we're
This is not Perfect Blue.
yeah,
If that's where you're going.
yeah.
Okay.
No. What I'm
I got
saying is that in
guys.
this
Y'all have a
case,
good night.
All right, dude.
right, in this case, we ended with still questions, but it's not that it was missing. It's just that there was so much in it to like really capture.
Yeah.
Like I need another watching to like
Yeah.
for how much things happened. Like I finished watching it. I'm like, okay, I could watch it again, just to really keep getting it.
Right. It's I'm telling you, it's fucking brilliant. All the little cheeky things the cheeky things he was doing about like playing with your expectations, and then kind of stopping that, and we end up in some weird like I don't know if you call it sci-fi, like some sort of dream thriller. Like, wait, we're in a different reality now. Like, actually in a different reality where these people they have different names, their outcomes are different, how they got there is different, and it's like, fuck. It's like it's mind fuckery, right? He mind fucks the audience and does it in a genius way. Versus something like I think like Perfect Blue, where people, oh my god, so deep and genius. I'm like, I don't really, not like this fucking thing is. This is way different. This is a different type of brilliance, in my opinion, that actually has ground to it. As crazy as it sounds, with all the crazy moving parts, I think it has ground to it, where like things can make sense in a certain way, but still obscure at the same time. It's hard to fucking describe, to be honest with you. But I see something there. I see brilliance there. It's hard to explain, but I see it there. I really do. Uh, just interesting filmmaking, interesting style, funny even, dramatic, weird. How about that? This is a kudos of kudos to fucking David Lynch. God damn. All right. Once again, I could not recommend this movie anymore. I could not recommend it anymore, especially if you're into, like, man, what are filmmakers doing when they make films, right? Because anyone can hold a camera and film something, right? But what are they actually doing? Like, why are they choosing these angles? Why are those words in the background? Why are, you know, why are we, why does the coloration look this way? Like, why, like, these are things that directors have careful control over. And David Lynch is showing you, I have complete control over this. Even when it's like to make you laugh or giggle and be like, wait a minute, you kind of subverted my expectations, or wait a minute, mailboxes shouldn't be upside down like that. But I noticed it. I noticed you made that mailbox upside down. Not saying that's in the movie. I'm just saying, like, they make you notice it, so you realize, like, oh shit, like the director wants you to pay attention to the little objects in the background. Like, that's telling you, bro. Could not recommend this anymore for filmmakers. People who do that, there are plenty of directors that do that with where they're not like playing around with it, right? They want you to take it seriously, which is, my favorite types of movies, or where they do have those elements in there, and every little scene is carefully calculated and important to the fucking movie, and important to the creator. It isn't just, there because it's there, right? It's like actually important to them to have these little details etched out. So, yeah, if you're a filmmaker, if you want to be a filmmaker, or you want to understand what's happening when you're watching a film or a TV show or whatever, this could not be recommended anymore. To be honest with you. My grade, I'm gonna give this an 8.2 out of 10. 8.2 for Mulholland Drive. Once again, on the filmmaking scale, fucking excellent. The mind bendiness, awesome, but feels grounded though. It feels grounded and obscure and abstract at the same time. It's just brilliant to me. Now, granted, I have a favoritism towards a little bit more structured stuff, right? But I see why he's playing with elements with his movie. I see why he's playing with, once again, camera angles and character dialogue and realities even. I see why he's doing it. But I prefer, personally, for my higher scored movies, it has these similar elements, but also a little bit more grounded, with a message they really want to say to the audience. That's what usually gets me more. But that 8.2 is still an excellent score. Because it's an excellent movie. So, there you go. That's where I'm at. Anyone else want to go? Please. Go ahead. I'm fucking impressed, man.
I agree. Just want to say that it's definitely a strong recommend.
Okay. There is your review for Mulholland Drive, David Lynch, 2001. Could not recommend anymore. There you go.